Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Pulaski Electric System. I'm Steve Pierce, your host of the Coach's Corner. Here alongside me, Bobcat head football coach David O'Connor. Coach, big week last week. Good win, 50-8 over the Spring Hill Raiders at Spring Hill. Another district win.
Yes, it was. Our kids did a really good job. Our coaches did a good job. We came out and we executed the game plan and pretty much went kind of the way we expected.
Coming off the off week, some of the concern, and we talked to Coach Bedingfield and we talked to Coach Osteen, was to hit the ground running, to not let Spring Hill hang around and stay in the ball game.
Yes, that's exactly what was our game plan going in. You need to put those top teams away early, and we did. Our kids executed at a really high level. And we got a lot of young kids playing the second half, and got to build toward the future a little bit.
Yeah. 50-8 again was the final score there. The Bobcats starting defense holding Spring Hill to 57 yards offense. Total offense. Another good outing by the Bobcat defense.
Yeah, it was a strong performance, something we expect out of our defense, and we really kind of expect that every week. We still have bigger challenges ahead.
A little different look from the defense last week. Did you see the tape?
Oh, I've definitely seen the tape. I was at practice all week. I hadn't been able to make the last two games, but I got to watch practice all week. And even the 2 weeks I was off, I could go back and I could watch some practice video. I just couldn't be at the practice.
Coach Osteen and Coach Bedingfield been here the last couple of weeks on the show, and they've talked about how the game is won during the week. We're a little past halfway in the season here. What do you see from your team?
I see improvements every week. It's not huge improvements by no means, but it's gradual improvements. It's a day-by-day process, and winning big at the end of the season is not something that you do overnight or that you do in 1 or 2 days. It's a gradual process. The entire football season is a process.
Coach, again, good special teams play from the Bobcats last Friday night.
Yeah, I think Herbie's doing a really good job in our kicking game. Coach Osteen, and as a coaching staff, we divide up the special team duties. Coach Osteen handles the punting. Coach Kirk does the field goal extra point. Coach Jennings does the kickoff return. Coach Cobb does the punt returns. Coach Bedingfield does the kickoff. And then Coach Shirey kind of oversees the entire special teams. He kind of coordinates the entire special teams. So, our coaches do a really good job of splitting it up. And our kids take a lot of pride in playing in those special teams, which makes a big difference.
Talk about injuries a little bit. How's the team faring so far?
Well, up and through this past week, we'd really made it through injuries really well. We'd bounced through all our games, and because we play as a little one way, and our starters really only playing about half the game anyway, we'd held up really well. But coming out of this past week, we've got Zach Voss, who's kind of had an ankle problem, and Ben Bates has got some stiffness in his back, and so those two guys haven't practiced this week. And defensively is where we really need the most work, because to beat Fairview, we've got to play really well in our perimeter run game, and that's something that takes a lot of work, and it's something that you have to take a lot of pride in, because it's about coming up and mashing people at the point of attack, being really aggressive and really violent at the line of scrimmage, and being able to play the run.
Coach, you brought up Fairview right here, Sam Davis Stadium, Jack Deere Field, also known as the Brickyard. This Friday night, it's a huge district game with the Fairview Yellow Jackets coming to town.
It is a really big game for us. It's a big game in our region. It's one of the games that's going to make or break. If you want to win our region, the team that wins that needs to take some dominance in our region Friday night. It's going to be a tough game, no doubt about it. They bring a lot of big challenges for us. They may have more team speed overall than we do. They're probably a little bigger and probably have more total players than we do. So it's going to be a big challenge for the Bobcats. And I'm going to tell you what, we really need a lot of people out here to help get these guys jacked up and ready to go.
Absolutely. Let's break it down a little bit. Offensively, what do you expect from Fairview?
They run multiple. Their offense is really similar to ours. They run multiple things, and they do it with some kids that can really run. They have DeAndre Moore, number 21. He's one of the leading returners, like in special team returners in the state of Tennessee, and is a really, really good receiver that catches a bunch of touchdowns. He's tall and long and can run. He's maybe one of the fastest kids in the state. Then they have a good running back that also plays slot, Julian Franklin, and their quarterbacks are really good. Quarterback Rainey And Ramey, and they just do a really good job offensively. Their coaching staff gets them ready every week.
All right. Defensive side of the ball, what kind of looks have you seen from them?
They do a lot of looks out of a four-man front defense. They're really a big type pressure defense, Steve. They're high risk, high reward. They're going to play a lot of man coverage in the secondary, say that our athletes are better than yours, and you can take a shot at them if you want to, but we're going to win.
So it looks like a challenge coming up for the offensive line this week.
It is a challenge because they're going to bring more people than we have to block with most of the time.
Good decisions, looking for good decisions from Al Cobb.
Al Cobb, he's going to be big in this game this week. His game this week, or this week's game, is going to be more dependent on his decision making than any other game to this point.
Talking about the fans down here at Sam Davis, at Marshall County, this place was electrified. We need that same atmosphere this Friday night.
Yes, we do. If we can bring that same type of energy to our field, I think that'll transfer over to our players, and we can bring it out on the field.
What about this week of practice, Coach?
It's been a really good week. Our kids have been more focused this week than any week to this point, and we've been telling our kids this week that this is going to be a little preview for a playoff game. If we want to win a state championship, you got to win playoff games. And this type of atmosphere, this type of team speed, and the quality of the opponent we have this week, it's going to be like a preview for a playoff game.
Some of the people may remember the seniors on this team were freshmen on the 09 championship team. Coach, you and your staff have been to the playoff every year, since these kids have been in your system. How did you see that this week? Did they really understand what this playoff atmosphere is?
Well, the good thing is not only were those seniors there in the 09 team, but just about everybody we have is back from a year ago, and they made it to the semifinals last year, and they understand what it takes to be focused. Because early in the year last year we didn't necessarily have the focus we needed on a day-to-day basis in practice. By the time when we got to the playoffs after week 10 last year, our stuff really picked up, and our kids started playing like a state championship quality team.
So a huge game this Friday night right here. It starts at 7 o'clock at Sam Davis Stadium, Jack Deere Field, also known as the Brickyard. The Bobcats, it's a district contest. They're facing a tough Fairview team. We need everybody to come out.
The more the merrier, I can tell you that. The more people we have here helping us just creating energy for our squad, that'll help our team.
Also, Bobcat Band of Gold to be here, cheerleaders. It'll be an electric atmosphere here at Sam Davis Park. So this Friday night here at Sam Davis Stadium, a huge matchup with the Fairview Yellow Jackets, a big district game. Thank you for tuning in to the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Pulaski Electric System. I've been your host, Steve Pierce, along with Bobcat football coach David O'Connor. See you later.